Let's start with the theorem 1. Suppose f and g are the two real functions continuous as at real number at c. Then first f plus g is a continuous at x is equal to c. F minus g is continuous at x is equal to c. And f into g is continuous at x is equal to c. And f upon g is continuous at x is equal to c provided g of c is not equal to 0. Is it? Let's take one example how to prove this. Is it? So let us check continuity at x is equal to c. So apply the limit x tend to c, f plus g of x is equal to operate x. So limit x tend to c, f of x plus f of g. It is according to the definition of f plus g. Is it? Again I am repeating. Let us check the continuity at x is equal to c. So the limit x tend to c, f plus g of x. Is it? Operate x. So limit x tend to c, f of x plus f of g. This is definition according to the definition of f plus c. Now according to the definition of the limit, is it? So we can write limit x tend to c, f of x plus limit x tend to c, is it, g of x here. This is according to the theorem of limit. So limit x tend to c, f of x plus limit x tend to c, g of x. What is f and g? F and g are continuous function. Is it? F and g are continuous function. It is given. So therefore, according to the first definition, limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c. And limit x tend to c, g of x is equal to gc. Is it? Do you remember the first definition of a continuous function? Limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c. Then we say the function is continuous, is it, at x is equal to c. Since here f and g are continuous, so we can write limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c plus limit x tend to c, g of x is equal to g of c. Is it? Since f and g, definition of f and g, f plus g, it can be written as f plus g. So f plus g, it is operated by c. So we proved that. So the limit x tend to c, f of g, f plus g of x is equal to f plus g operated by c. It is a constant. So f plus g is constant. So we can say that according to the definition of continuous first definition, limit x tend to c, if this f plus g of x, f plus g of x is equal to f plus g of c, and therefore f plus g is a continuous at x. Understand? Yes, sir. To understand, take example on the definition 1. Is it? Say this one. Discuss the continuity of a sine function at x is equal to c. So what we get, f of x is equal to sine x for every x belongs to R. Let's check it. If anything is not given, what we have to be checked? So we all normally take x is equal to c. So let c be the real number and we have to check at the limit x tend to c. So limit x tend to c plus f of x is equal to limit x tend to 0, c plus h. So limit x tend to 0, f c plus h. Is it? What is a function? Sine. So put c plus h here. In place of x, you put c plus h. So what we will get? F c plus h will be equal to sine c plus h. So the limit x tend to 0, we get sine c plus h. And we know what is sine a plus b? Sine a into cos b plus sine a cos a into sine b. Is it? Again I repeat. What is sine a plus b? Sine a into cos b plus cos a into sine b. We studied this. So expand this sine c plus ha by using the formula sine a plus b. So what you get? Limit x tend to 0, sine c into cos h plus cos c into sin h. Is it? Now we know that the limit, according to the definition of limit, it can be written as distributive properties. So we can write it that limit x tend to 0 sin c into cos h plus limit x tend to 0 cos c. Is it? Cos c into sin h. Okay, if we substitute, what we will get? It will become 0. So sin c, and here if we substitute, it is 0. So what we will get? Cos c. Cos 0 is what? Cos 0 is 1. Is it? So what left with? Here if we apply the for x tend to 0, then cos 0 is 1, and cos 0, that is 1 into sin c, will be sin c. H tend to 0, if you apply 0, sin 0 is 0, so if you multiply with 0 into cos c, then it will become 0, so it is plus 0. So what do you get? Sin c. What is sin c? C is what? Constant, so which is can be written as f of c. So what we proved, limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c, hence the function is continuous. Is it? At x. Let's take few more example. Discuss the continuity of the following function: sin x plus cos c, sin x minus cos c, cos x, and again discuss the continuity of the following function: sin x plus cos x, sin x minus cos x, sin x into cos x. Is it? Let's take one example only. What is sin x plus cos x? Since the limit is not given, at which place we have to check the continuity. If it is not given, we have to take it as c. So let's check the continuity at x is equal to c. Is it? So what is given as, take this sin s as f of x and cos x as g of x. Is it? So let take f of x is equal to sin x and g of x is equal to cos x. We know what was the first theorem. Limit x tend to c, f plus g of x is equal to limit x tend to c, f of x plus f of g. Is it? Now according to definition of limit, we can operate the limit on both the sides to both the function. So both the functions, so how we can write? Limit x tend to c, f of x plus limit x tend to c, g of x. Is it? What is f of x? Sin x. So limit x tend to c, sin of x plus limit x tend to c. What is g of x? Cos x. So it is cos x. Is it? Now what is given? We know that the sine and cos function are continuous. When it is continuous, according to the first definition, again what is a limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c. So here limit x tend to c, sine of x will become sine of c, and limit x tend to c, cos of x will become cos of c. Is it? What is this? Sin c and cos c. Sin c and cos c are constant function. It is a constant. Sin of c is constant, cos c is also constant, so we can write it as f of c plus f of g. Is it? F of c plus g of c. Is it? If you take it again by the definition, so f plus g of c. So what we proved ultimately, limit x tend to c, f plus g of x is equal to f of c. What it proved is equal to f, or we can also write it is as, instead of f of c, we can write is f plus g into c. Is it? Okay. So it proved that sine plus cos is continuous function. The same question can be proved with the definition given for continuous function, or some cases we have taken which is continuous. Let f of x is equal to sin x and g of x is equal to cos x. Since f of x is sin x, since sin x is a continuous everywhere, is it? And g of x is equal to g of x is equal to cos x. Since cos x is also continuous everywhere, we can say that sin plus cos x is also continuous everywhere, because what we know, f plus g is equal to g plus x is continuous everywhere. Is it clear? Now let's start with the second theorem. Here you understand the wording of it, what is given and how to do it. Is it? Then we can prove easily this theorem. Suppose f and g are real value functions such that GOF is defined at C. GOF is defined at C means the range of G. The range of G is a subset of F. It's a domain. It's a subset of domain of F. It means to say that all the range is included in G, the domain of G. Or also we can say that the range of G is also the domain of F and is also a domain of G. G is also inside the F. Is it? Okay. So what we understand first, that the F of G, fog is defined at C means it is the range of G is a subset of the domain F, and the G of X belongs to domain of F, and all the X, for all the X which is belongs to the domain of G, means in short we can say domain of G and domain of F are equal. Is it? That is it. Since fog is defined, the range of G is a subset of domain F, and G of X is also belongs to the domain. All the function of D, it's a subset means all set, whatever included here, it is also included in domain of F. It means G of X belongs to domain of F for all the X. For all the X, domain range of G means how the range you got? The range you got it from the domain of G. So it is for all the X belongs to domain of G, it comes in the range. So in short, G of X belongs to domain of F for all X belongs to domain of G. Is it? Is it? Because from the domain of G, whatever is in domain of G, if we substitute we operate and get the function, operate on the function, then we get a range of G. And what is said, that range of G is a domain, is a subset of domain. It means that directly we can say that all the domain of G, whatever the element is the domain of G, is also included in the domain of F. Is it? First. Second, what is given, that F, if G is continuous at C, if G is a continuous at X is equal to C, what is the definition of continuous? Says that we understood, no? The limit X tend to C, F of X is equal to F of G. That is a definition of continuous. First definition of continuous. But here G is there, so what you will say? Limit X tend to C, G of X is equal to G of C. This is a definition of continuous function. Is it? Again I repeat, what is the definition of continuous function? Limit X tend to C, F of X is equal to F of C. Is it? What we are talking about, G is a continuous, therefore limit X tend to C, G of X is equal to G of C. Is it? Now, what you have to understand, that here where F is continuous at G of C. Is it? Okay. So what definition says that of the limit? I write here, limit X tend to C, F of X is equal to F of C. This is there. Okay, according to first definition. But what is said now, F is continuous where? G of C. Is it? So if we operate G here, is it? Here, G of X. Here you can write limit G of X tend to G of C. Then what will be here? What will be here? G of X. Got it? Which will be equal to what? What is G of X? Substitute G of X as G of C. So you get F of G of C. Okay. This is possible because F is continuous at G of C. Got it? So here limit Because x tend to c, then g of x tend to g of c. Is it? So according to definition, we can write that in place of limit g of x tend to g of c, we can write, because the function is continuous g of c, we can write this is limit g of x tend to g of c and f of g of x. What is g of x? Substitute g of x is as g of c. So f is equal to f g of c. Is it? Okay. Then this can be as x tend to c, g of x tend to g of c. So vice versa, what you say? If g of x tend to g of c, the limit x tend to c, f g of x is equal to f g of c. Is it? Okay. So what do you get? According to definition of f and g, we can write limit x tend to c, fog of x is equal to fog of c. So this becomes the standard formula. First, that limit x tend to c, f of x is equal to f of c. So the fog is continuous at x is equal to c. That is it. Very, very important question based on theorem 2. Is it? You may think that it will be difficult, but if you do little practice, you will get it how to prove it. Let's see. So that the function, and this question is very much important because many times asked in the exam. So that the function f defined by f of x is equal to 1 minus x plus mod of x, is it, under the mod. Is it? This whole function is again under the mod. Is it? Mod 1 minus x plus mod of x, okay, mod, is continuous everywhere. Is it? So fog, like fog, we have to prove it is a continuous. Is it? So in this kind of example, whatever inside the mod, take at g. So what will take at g? Let g of x is equal to 1 minus x plus mod of x for every x belongs to R. Is it? What is this? This is a polynomial function. Since 1 minus x being a polynomial function and mod of x being a modular function are continuous everywhere. Why we say so? Because according to definition, we know that polynomial function is continuous everywhere, mod of function is also continuous everywhere. Is it? Now take it, let h of x is equal to mod of x. Is it? Where x belongs to R. For every x belongs to R, it is also continuous. Is it? Now let's check h fog of x. Is it? Fog of x. If you operate this h on g, we have to say that h of g of x is continuous everywhere. Why? Because g of x is continuous, h of x is continuous, so h of gx is continuous everywhere. Let's check for fog of x, and we have to prove that fog of x is equal to x. Now we prove fog of x is what? H g of x. It continues everywhere, so we have to prove that this is continuous and this is equal to, we already proved fog of x is continuous, we have to prove this is equal to f of x, and if so, then the f of x will be also continuous. How will we say that? Fog of x is equal to h of g of x. What is g of x? 1 minus x plus mod of x. Is it? Okay. Now operate h function. H is what? Mod. So put mod on it. Is it? What is equal to mod 1 minus x plus mod f of x? Mod is equal to f of x, which is equal to f of x. We proved that fog of x is a continuous, and therefore f of x, now we proved, is equal to f of x. Therefore f of x is also, therefore f is also continuous everywhere. Is it? The function f is a continuous. How we can show that? If this we take g of x and mod of x is h of x, and fog of x is a continuous and half of x is equal to f of x, then we can say that f of x is continuous. That same thing we did here. What we proved first? Let g of x is continuous. Why? This being a polynomial function and this being a modulus function is continuous, therefore g of x is continuous everywhere. Is it? Now, h of x, what we have taken? Mod of x. Mod of x is continuous. Since it's a mod function, it's continuous everywhere. Then operate h of g, means hog of x, means h g of x. Since g of x is continuous, h of h is continuous, thus h of g is also continuous everywhere. Now what remain to prove? It is only remain to prove that h of hog of x is equal to f of x. Hog of x is continuous, therefore f will be also continuous. Let's see that hog of x is equal to h g of x. What is g of x? 1 minus x plus mod of x. Is it? What is h mod of x? So all this will come in the place of x. Is it? All this. So what will get? Mod 1 minus x plus mod of x mod. Is it? What is this? F of x. Is it? So we proved that hog of x is equal to f. But hog of x is continuous, so f is also continuous everywhere. One more example to prove with the second theorem. Okay, with the help of second theorem. So that the function defined by f of x is equal to sine x square is a continuous function. So what I say first, whatever inside the bracket you take at g. Is it? So what is g? So let g of x is equal to x square. And what left? Function sine x. So let h of x is equal to sine x. What you have to prove? That hog of x is equal to fx first. And we have to also prove that g of x is a continuous, h of x is a continuous, therefore implies that hog is continuous. If hog is equal to function f, then f is a continuous. This is the way we prove it. Is it? So let's see, check it for hog. Hog of x is equal to h of g of x. G of x is x square. Is it? So h of x is what? Sine x square, which is equal to f of x. Let's prove the continuity of this. Is it? So for continuity of hog of x, g of x is equal to x square is a continuous everywhere. Why? G of x square means what? It is a polynomial function. So polynomial function is always continuous everywhere. It is a continuous. Now let's check what is the domain. Since it is x square, there won't be any minus, so it will be plus. Is it? So the domain of g is defined close interval 0 to infinity. So for x belongs to g of x 0 to infinity, open interval. Is it? Why we say? Because x square means what? There is no positive negative number, all positive number from 0 to infinity, but infinity cannot be included. So what will be the domain of it? It will be 0 to infinity, open interval, close interval 0 to open interval infinity. Let's check for this. hx is a continuous. At this function, what is hx? hx is sine. So sine is also continuous, therefore it means that h of x is also continuous for every gx belongs to gx belongs to close interval 0 to infinity. Is it? It means that what we prove, gx is a continuous, hx is a continuous, therefore hog of x is a continuous for every x belongs to R. Is it? But what is equal to hog of x? Hog of x is equal to f of x. Is it? Therefore f of x is a continuous at every x belongs to R, and therefore the function is continuous.